So today's topic, Are You Guided?, hits a very, very deep belief system and hits a very deep invitation to examine with wonder and curiosity where we actually land on that question. Because our answer to it can make a huge difference in our life. I will give you the example that from a very young age, I've always felt very guided. I felt very guided by God in particular, in the person of Jesus, by Mary, and I felt very guided by angels and other spiritual beings. And for me, it created a larger worldview from a very young age, so that even when things happened in my own life that were confusing or painful or troublesome, even within that, there was always this unspoken realization that life is much more than what meets the eye. And that ability to have that openness, that open worldview, came about largely because of my experience of being guided, of my experience that I'm never alone, never truly alone. Over time, it also created a great sense of playfulness. I've always found that in the guidance that I have had, that while there will be deep, penetrating, solemn messages and realizations that will come, just as much there will be playfulness. There will be a way that my what could be a mundane daily life is imbued with a sweet sense of joy. So for me, it's a really awesome question to ask. And I found myself, even though I'm giving you my answer there, I found myself really reflecting upon this yesterday. How am I guided? What could I really speak to it? And as much as I'm certain about being guided, I'm not certain about what that answer actually means. So what for yourself do you find? How or by whom? Is the way you feel guided a benevolent force that's not personal, that by virtue of creation being good, there's going to be a guiding force that's going to allow events to transpire for your highest good and allow you to align with that highest good? Is there going to be an inner inclination that we could call guidance because of the way you're made and I'm made? Or is there actually dynamic relationships going on that you can bank upon? And then even deeper with that question, what happens in those true moments when you feel forsaken? My God, why have you forsaken me? What happens there when the sense of direction or clarity or the way you found security in your own spirituality, when that gets destroyed, and because you've given your all to it, it's unnerving and desolating? What happens then? Does your belief about how you're guided, does it extend into that part of your experience as well? These are very, very delicious and important questions to ask. And the answer can't come from what we think. We may have a belief that we bank upon all our lives, and then all of a sudden that belief no longer serves us, and we're called into a new belief. I'm definitely of the school that experience alone is what informs our beliefs. And that even if we go into articulating a belief that maybe was from an experience years ago, it's only alive and dynamic in as much as the experience is timeless. And as we begin our meditation today, I have one last question to put out there for you to reflect upon today. When it comes to being guided, can you choose? Can you choose? Can you simply come across a statue of some entity, go, I want a relationship with that being, and simply step into it and choose? I would say Yes, we're meant to choose. But in the choosing, when we open up to the relationship, we find that we were chosen. That when we had a draw to Saint Michael the Archangel when we were 7, that even though it may have come across because we saw a picture and we thought it was really cool with him with the big sword and shield, that when we chose to have a relationship with Saint Michael, that we were actually being chosen. And I'm not certain if that chosen is simply from Saint Michael, where it ends there, or whether it goes all the way back to benevolent force. These are wonderful questions, aren't they? You can find your answer by opening to experience. So this morning's short devotion is to open us up to the intelligence and love of the field in such a way that when we ask the question, am I guided? How am I guided? By whom am I guided? When we ask those questions, when we hold space for ourselves, something can happen that gives us insight. So let's begin our devotion. I invite you to close your eyes. And to open yourself to the experience of the answer of that question. I would like you to allow me, as the leader here, allow me to be in the same room with you. Let go of the time-space constraints that leave us in different states, and allow me to be there with you. If this means touch, where we're actually have our hands laid on each other, that's fine. If it just means that we're both sitting in the same room on chairs near each other, that's fine too. And if your awareness can't make that jump, then imagine that I'm there with you, which is another portal to broadening awareness. Open up to a silent gratitude that we were guided to do this Advent series together by something much greater than us, or someone much greater than us. And now invite into your room all the spiritual beings, friends, saints, angels, loved ones that you can call by name, that you feel a connection with. Invite them into the room. And now broaden your invitation and invite into your room those that you don't know. Even if you're uncertain, if you believe you're guided or not, play with this. It could preface with, I don't know that I'm guided. I don't know that I have spiritual support in the immaterial realms. But if I do, show up, be in this room. Come close, and if possible, let me sense your presence. And now, in the presence of all this presence, stand with an open question. In what way am I guided? What can I bank on, lean into, expect? Open my mind and my heart to operate from the soul level, to have my worldview so broadened and broken open that I know the interconnectedness of all creation, that I know the creative force intimately. Allow me the consolation, the true consolation that comes from knowing I am not alone. And also quickly, our time for meditation and devotion have come to a close. So I'd like to invite you to ask for signs. When you're asking if you're guided, ask for signs today and ask that you be awake to signs all day long. And just see what happens. As we begin our day, there's no need to close off any connection or awareness of those that are guiding us or have shown up in your room. But offer a wordless, silent gratitude for whatever you've experienced, even if you're uncertain of what you've experienced. And when you're ready, bring your palms together in front of your heart and open your eyes to greet the day. Blessings, my friends. Have a great day.